last time Seattle hosted Oakland, Shaun ran for a club record 266 yards. He's not going to be there this time. Hey, how are you? Jason Horowitz and NFL.com's Pat Kerwin with you on the VSiN NFL preview exclusively on CBS Sportsline, breaking down the 2-5 Raiders off a pair of wins in the Great Northwest to take on the 4-3 Seahawks, badly in need of a win, just 1-3 without Shaun Alexander. And who would have thought that in Week 9 of an NFL season, we'd be talking about a Seneca Wallace Andrew Walter matchup. You see what the two have done so far in the season. Seneca Wallace, in his first career start last week, he had 3 touchdowns, but the offense isn't as good. Talk to me about this Seattle offense without Shaun Alexander, without Matt Hasselbeck. Is the Oakland Raider defense the cure?
Well, the Oakland Raider defense is pretty good, and we should not lose sight of that fact. When I look at Seattle without their star players, they really are a passing team now. Seneca Wallace threw 3 touchdown passes last week. I don't think you can count on Maurice Morris to go in there and carry the mail for you as a running back. I love their personnel when they get into 3 and 4 wide receiver sets. Seneca showed me 2 things last week. He does understand Mike Holmgren's offense. Totally. He's been well coached. And 2, he's mobile enough to go out around and create. I watched the receivers when he took off to run. They know how to convert their routes. So I think we're going to get a heavy dose of passing at home.
What about the Seattle defense? Because the Seattle defense this year has not been as good as it was last year, the one that took him to the Super Bowl. Last 3 weeks, they've given up 30-plus points in each of the 3 games. What's the difference?
Well, I think now we're talking about what the doctor ordered, because the Raider offense, they give up an awful lot of sacks. The Raiders in general are the most penalized team. They've already got 200 yards of penalties. When you think about the Raider offense and they average 234 yards a game on offense, they've already lost almost a full game of offense to penalties. That's the Raider problem. Walter is a guy that's, a stationary target, and there's a lot of quickness in the Seattle defensive line. They'll come after him, and the Raiders are only running the ball for 3.2 yards a carry, I think. So I do think for the Seattle defense at home, a lot of pressure on the Raider offensive tackles in one of the loudest stadiums in the league. I'm looking for more penalties and the Raiders to break down a little bit on offense.
All right, so you like Seattle to win at home then?
Yeah, look, this is not the Seattle team that went to the Super Bowl by any means, but the defense has enough of their talent left to be able to win these home games and survive till they get the quarterback back. And I think where the real concerns are is, will the running back come back? Will Shaun Alexander be back? I had 2 players with the kind of injury he had, and they kept telling us they'd be better, and they weren't, and they pushed it off, and they pushed it off. And I'm starting to see a little of that happening with Alexander now.
You said it's not the same Seahawks team that went to the Super Bowl. It's not the same Raiders team that went to the Super Bowl either. They haven't won 3 in a row since the year they went to the Super Bowl, with now CBS analyst Rich Gannon at the helm. Oakland and Seattle kick things off. It's the Monday Nighter, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And for more on this game or any other in Week 9, be sure to stay logged on to CBS Sportsline. For Pat Kerwin, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care.